next time the polls come out, as we are moments away from opening tip. Baylor wearing the green here at home. It is a Wizard of Oz and Wicked theme. No place like home, no place like Foster Pavilion. It's Bella Fauntleroy who's tied up. That one's stripped out. It'll stay with Baylor. 21 to shoot. Bella overheard Nikki Collins confess to me that she hadn't seen Wicked yet, and Bella could not believe that she was familiar with Belinda.
Well, I can't say much myself, so I won't speak on that.
Yeah, great to see the Jana Van Geitenbeek again tore her ACL in the season opener last year in the home opener. Able to get through the opener against Duke, still wearing that knee brace obviously for this upcoming season. Early foul on Lindenwood. Again, the Lions out of St. Charles, Missouri. Saw an increase in the win column of 13 from 2 years ago to last. And it's early trifecta from Talia Scott. Have we talked about her enough tonight?
Yeah, she must have heard us over here talking about her, just picking up where she left off in that last game, knocking down the open three.
Spent 2 years in the SEC, 1 year as an Arkansas Razorback, the other as an Auburn Tiger. Fauntleroy with 2 Lions chasing her. They're not going to catch up to Bella. Last year, all defensive team in the Big 12. Able to come up with the finish there. Bella is on the watch list for the Cheryl Miller Awards, the top small forward in the nation. She will go up against the defending 2-time Cheryl Miller Award winner and Matt Booker of Texas in Fort Worth a little bit later on here in this challenging non-conference slate for Baylor. And Baylor already up 5-0, looking to add to it here. Again, Van Geitenbeek. Open look from the wing. Good to be home. Kirsten Johnson, again, one of the newcomers. Limited playing time at Oklahoma last year. Plugs right in, comes down to the powerhouse of Danville High School. The right idea, just could not execute the lob in from Alicia Jones. Just a bit too ambitious.
Yeah, Baylor's doing a good job. They're sagging off. They're keeping them on the. They look like a team that want to run backcourt cuts. Right there you see she got free, but just not able to complete the pass because of the pressure on the ball.
Lindenwood last year, mentioned the program, 23 wins, went 16-4 in the Ohio Valley Conference. Ultimately would finish the runner-up in that tournament, losing in overtime, and as a result, missing out on an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. They got a bid to the WNIT. After just 7 wins 2 years ago. Gracie Wernley out of Bixby, Oklahoma. Up ahead to Brooke Coffey. Homegrown product down to St. Charles. Down low, that's Buggs getting in the way. And the automatic double-double, it seems like, throughout her career. Dariana Littlepage Buggs able to lead Baylor the other way. It's a beautiful 3 from Bella. An 11-0 start and from the home crowd, back on American soil. It's a dream start for Baylor. They'll kick off this new year, timeout in Lindenwood. So a couple of early trifectas for the Bears. They'll take 11-0 lead here early on in the opening frame.
We know that, so we gotta be the one to come and show that. How to really put it down like a dough man. Don't throw it up, I'ma catch that. Star player making moves, yeah.
Do you want to be featured on the video board during the game? Be sure to use the hashtag #SickEm on Facebook, Instagram, and X, and your post might make it on the big screen. Or scan the QR code on the screen now to submit your photo.
Building with your first game back, like you said, on this continent, just opening up, shooting with confidence. And it's not just Scott, she's bringing on the rest with her.
It's not just their offense, their defense as well. Lindenwood has had 4 possessions, 2 of them were turnovers. They are 0 for 2 from the floor. they can find their first points here after burning that initial timeout. Driving in for a closer look, denied. That one rejected by Johnson. Bears the other way. It's a 3-on-1 break. And perhaps one pass too many.
And the size of Baylor is really bothering Lindenwood. You can see they're trying to get their shot off, but that's already the second or third block on the game from Baylor.
And Kirsten Johnson stands 6'4", the former Oklahoma Sooner. They look forward to her being a rim protector as they get into conference play. Love her energy. As Nikki Collins sees her getting better every single day she steps on the floor. They'll get Scott for trying to fight through a screen. And Talia's out of Orange Park, Florida. Mentioned this is her third stop. Arkansas, Auburn, and now Baylor. He comes over with Yuting Dunn out of Auburn. Scott almost taken away. Nice effort by Maya Scoff. Baylor retains it. Shot clock did not reset. It's at 12. High arcing triple will not go down for Wernley this time. Shot 34% from beyond the arc last year. Baylor looking for their fourth. First miss from three. As Bella now 1 for 2.
Yeah, both teams are starting to get into a little bit of up and down, higher pace. It looks like Lindenwood wants to play fast, shoot threes right there. They just haven't been able to knock them down.
Long range shot off the mark from Scoff. And Geitenbeek will wait for her teammates to join her in the front court. Jana 2 years at Stanford now in her fourth and final year at Baylor. Jana stops and pops. That one just off the mark, but foul on the loose ball. This will stay with Baylor as Coffey guilty of fouling Little Page Bugs. Both teams will dip into the bench. Markayla Johnson, the only freshman for Baylor this year, will come in and make her home debut along with Kyla Abraham, the fourth-year Bear. Another look at the foul in the post. The reason why Baylor hangs on to possession here. Ten to shoot for the Bears. Fontelroy has her second trifecta in the opening quarter.
Yeah, and I thought last year Fontelroy really struggled with her three-point shot early in the season, so it's a good sign to see her knocking them down early because that's what she can do as the 4 on this Baylor team. She plays the 3-4, but she's able to step out and knock it down for 3.
Bella, her second steal, looking to take it the other way. A 16-0 start for number 16 Baylor. Finished last year shooting 32% from beyond the arc. An everyday starter for Nikki Collin. Part of this talented group that all came in together, 4 of them. Bella from the corner. Midway through the opening quarter, Lindenwood. Looking for their first points. And as Little Page Bugs gets a hand to it, it'll stay in play for Valerie Norwood. The freshman, the former Miss Kansas basketball in the Sunflower State. A turnover by Lindenwood. And we are about to see the other former Auburn Tiger come on to make her home debut for Baylor.
And enter the game for your Bears, number 7,
Yuting Dunn from China by way of Auburn, Alabama, where she spent her freshman year. I believe sky is the limit for Yuting. Could be one of the all-time greats before it's all said and done if she fulfills her potential. Little Page Boggs draws some contact. Last touch by Lindenwood on the way out, 13 to shoot.
Yeah, you mentioned Little Page Buggs being a walking double-double. She's still trying to find her way in this game on offense, but sometimes it's hard when they're double-teaming and clogging the paint as Lindenwood is.
And the pride of Oklahoma City will get it in to Little Paige Buggs. 10 to shoot for Baylor. Got one defender off her feet and will knock it down along the baseline. Only Big 12 player to average a double-double last year. 31 of them in her career. And of course, rang in the new year in style against Duke with 10 and 10. Into traffic and a foul on Buggs. And let's see if it's free throws for Gracie Wernley coming up here. And Guyton Beek will come off for fellow starter Talia Scott after a short breather for Talia.
And that's really the advantage Baylor has with Van Guyton Beek back, is that Talia Scott doesn't have to take on all the responsibility dribbling the ball because it can wear you down. So to have a second point guard who can control the team and be a veteran presence for Baylor will be really big.
Wernley an 89% free throw shooter last year. It was just a hair under 90%. Misses her first one here. Still looking for that first point of the day for Lindenwood. And the Lions are on the board. So Talia Scott, we mentioned at Auburn last year, but was injured 3 games into the season. Before that, her freshman year was Arkansas's leading scorer. And a chance for the first field goal of the night, but that ball's just not going to behave. Took an awkward bounce off the dribble from Maya Scoff. It was too good to be true.
Yeah, they're doing everything right. They're playing with the right energy. They're just not able to corral the ball right now and get shots on goal without getting blocked or getting their shot altered.
Amy Egan, in her 3rd year at the helm of this program, was your Ohio Valley Conference Coach of the Year last year. Big part of that 13-win turnaround. She is on the watch list for the top head coach of any mid-major program this year. This is only the 4th year of Division I for Lindenwood. For that in Division II. And Talia Scott back on the floor and back in the box score. Nikki Collins summed her up as a pro scorer. Goff looking for a teammate, cutting in. And it just won't go. That time out of the left hand of Anna McCarn, the freshman.
Yeah, really good look. Just another easy basket that doesn't go down for Lindenwood.
Scott off the front iron, offensive rebound, comes down to Abraham. Abraham part of this 4-year class, though she is a redshirt junior with her 3 senior teammates. Looking to fill Nettie's role on the team. Big shoes to fill. Abraham had a couple of scary moments over in Paris. A couple of times rolling that ankle, but good to go. Nothing significant.
At the line for your Bears, number 21, Markayla Johnson. She's shooting 2 shots.
Markayla Johnson at the line. I mentioned the only freshman addition to this Baylor team this year. Brings so much energy on the ball and a lot of confidence for a first-year player. Shot clock down to 10 on this possession. Bruggeman, nothing but net. First field goal of the day. This one from long range for the Oklahoman, who was first team all-conference last season as a sophomore.
And that was a good-looking jump shot right there. I think if they get some open space, they've been able to create some steals here late in the first quarter to see if they can knock down some more threes to get back in this game.
She made the move to point guard last year, a move that really paid off. And Alicia Jones can't get that one to go. Again, Jones 21 points in their season opener the other night. And an early touch here for Dunn. The turnover. Lions outlet pass. And they will say more arm than ball. Free throws coming up for Maya Scoff.
Yeah, she may have got a gift right there. I'm not sure she got that much contact. She was already losing control under the basket, but just a good way to stay with the ball.
And It's Kira Pemberton who's calling for the foul, the transfer from North Dakota, the lone Canadian on the team for Baylor. Lindenwood right now is 1 for 9 from the floor, 1 of 5 from beyond the arc. Now 2 of 4 from the charity stripe. They'll continue to rotate players. Burnley back in. Another look. And it's Fauntleroy with a couple of three-pointers here in the opening quarter. Johnson a step inside the free throw line. 9 to shoot for Baylor. Bears shooting 53% from the floor in this opening quarter. A little spin to the glass, count the bucket, and 1.
And that's what you get from Scott. She's creative, she can score. As you said, Coach Collin calls her a pro scorer. She's just finding a way to get it done. That's 1, 2, 3 defenders, and she's still able to finish the basket.
She'll look to tack one more on here. Trying to give Baylor an early 19-point lead. Mention Lindenwood 1 for 9 from the floor, make it 2 for 10. That's easy math, 20%. As Gracie Kelsey chimes in with the triple. She had just 2 three-pointers all of last year on 10 tries. And we've got an offensive foul on Dunn, muscling her way through the defender before going up with a shot.
And despite this lead by Baylor, Lindenwood has done a good job holding Baylor outside of the paint. Right here you see her teammate comes as a second defender and she just runs right through her.
Lions looking to string some points together, now with 8. Got the defender off her feet. Another foul on Baylor. That one will go against Kyla Abraham.
Yeah, you just need to stay on your feet right there. Kyla has about a foot of height on her. Just stand there with your hands straight up and down. Make her finish over you.
And Lincoln Rose along with Jordan Lewis. Great to have you with us. Home opener for Baylor. After knocking off Duke in a game where Baylor only led for 65 seconds in the first 3 quarters. They were obviously never out of it at any point in that game. Chatting with Nikki Collin earlier today. Loved the intensity and the fact that it felt like an NCAA tournament matchup. Didn't feel like there were any surprises. Baylor went into that game very prepared, hung in there long enough, and finally in the 4th quarter, able to pull away with the win. A big screen to free up Scott. That one won't fall. Offensive rebound, shot clock is off. Let's see if they are aware of the clock. They will not get a final look, but a nice start in front of the home crowd in the home opener. For the 16th ranked Baylor Bears, 24-9 the advantage over Lindenwood.
Turn that into a run in the NCAA tournament, even fight for a Big 12 championship on the last night of Big 12 play.
Yeah, Baylor made it to the conference tournament final, would fall to TCU. Baylor already with a double-digit day from Bella Fauntleroy, who averaged a point per minute. 8 points for Talia Scott in her home debut here at Foster Pavilion as well. Fauntleroy, she'll go to the line looking for points 11 and 12. And Bella mentioned last year, defensive standout in the Big 12, certainly very capable offensively as well. Averaged 9 points, 6 rebounds.
Yeah, and she's really capable, but her best attribute on this team is her defense. She guards the best player on every night if they're in her position, whether that's a guard or post player, and they give her that task, and that's something that Coach Tony Green really admires in her, is that she's always going to play hard. She's going to put her body on the line, take charges, and just really be the defensive tone for this team.
Yeah, she is an eraser. If you make a mistake while trying to gamble to get a ball, you know that you've got her behind you to help clean up some of those mistakes. Shot 59% from the free throw line last year. And Baylor Came out with a roaring start against the Lions. Don't have to wait as long for a field goal here in the second period. Maya Scoff chimes in with another 2. Averaged almost 30 minutes a night last year. Started about 2/3 of the games for Lindenwood in that great turnaround season for them. Little Paige Bugs. She's going to have a talk with that ball. By next game, it'll put in a little bit more effort climbing up and over that rim.
Yeah, it looked like it was rolling, trying to go in, and then came back down. Didn't have enough momentum on it.
And DLB, they missed her last year, late in the year, including that conference tournament run until right up until the NCAA tournament. 20 to shoot here for Baylor. Less than a minute gone in the second quarter, and that's a pretty good option. Talia Scott. Feeling right at home here in Waco.
Yeah, when Baylor needs a basket, it looks like Scott is becoming that go-to player. She's knocking down shots again like she did in Paris and just continuing to lead this team.
Cutting into the paint, then kicking out the shot from Bruggeman. First team all-conference in the OVC last year. No second chance opportunity, however, as Van Geitenbeek comes up with it. What does Jana have in mind? Talia is fouled shooting a three-pointer.
Foul ball on the line, number 4, Ellen Lugovic, her personal second team.
And a McDonald's All-American coming out of Orange Park, Florida.
Number 0, Talia Scott. She's shooting 3.
That 24-point performance against Duke, the 22nd game in her career, going off for 20 points. The bulk of those her freshman year at Arkansas. Still has 2 more free throws to go here. Our officiating crew led by Bill Lawrence, Natasha Brown, Jeff Wooten. Natasha Brown, and let's everybody know this is the final free throw after, again, Scott was fouled in the act of shooting a 3. .21 lead for the Bears. Little Paige Bugs is going to be called, I believe, for a foul on that sideline.
She did not look happy at all about that foul call. They just called on her.
She thought she had the turnover.
Yeah, she was playing good defense right here. Just when she went to get the ball, it looks like their arms got tangled up. She got the bad end of the stick.
Yeah, I think the earlier foul call would have been a couple seconds before that. They've hit the elbow to knock that ball loose. The whistle was blown a few moments later. Bruggeman averaged 12 points last year. An open look from the corner from Coffey. Last year, remember the newcomer team, after coming over from Illinois State, wound up being second team all-conference as well. A 30% three-point shooter, able to knock it down.
And I think Lindenwood has kind of settled into this game. They had a lot of early turnovers, but now they've been able to find each other and get open threes.
I believe her name is Talia Scott. We'll get it right at some point.
Yeah, they can't go 3 for 3 with Talia Scott. She's going to win that competition.
Surely she's on the scouting report.
Foul call on the Bears, number 12, Kyle Abraham. Her second personal, second team. In the game for the Bears, for the Lions, number 3, Grayson Martin.
Talia 3 for 4 from beyond the arc, 17 points here in the opening half. These are the moments with Lindenwood with a clock stop, just needs to be able to chip away. And Scoff at the line, we mentioned nearly an 80% free throw shooter last year. With her 4th point tonight. Obviously, if you're Lindenwood, you come into Waco, you'd love a win, but there's still other ways to get better in a game like this. And instead of looking at the big picture of the full game, just break the game down into a few minute sections at a time.
Yeah, I think for coaches like this, when you come in, this is obviously only their second or third Division I game, Power 5 game, ranked game that they're playing And so it's difficult sometimes to look at the entire game instead of, like you said, breaking it down. Did we get 3 stops in a row? Did we make our free throws when we got open? Did we complete those open layups that they were missing at the beginning of the game? Because that's what it's going to take to beat a team like this.
Entering the game for the Lions, number 9.
Alicia Jones back on, the grad student who spent a couple of years of her career at Saginaw Valley State. Fauntleroy. I think that was nothing, not even net. Just dropped right through. Bella probably familiar with Lindenwood. Of course, she's from Springfield, Missouri, from Kickapoo High School. And when she was in high school, Lindenwood still Division II. Part of the GLVC, the Great Lakes Valley Conference. Before that, the MIA. Little mid-range stroke won't fall. Battle for the rebound, and a wide open referee who is not eager to take the shot. Robbed of an assist.
It was a really good rebound, though. She jumped in there, snatched the rebound, only to throw it to the referee on the sideline. So
Bill's not trying to pad his stats. Bella Fauntleroy continues with this Baylor 1-2 punch, along with Talia Scott, to have their way here in the opening half. 16 for Fauntleroy, 17 for Scott. 33 of Baylor's 39. Another foul on the green and gold.
yeah, that's a tough call for Baylor and Bella right there. She put her body on the line I talked about earlier. She's going to take the charges for this team, and right there just didn't get the charge called.
Looking for that baseline cut, as the foul will be undone.
And they've hurt them with that today. They've gotten a couple backdoor looks that have led to layups and now free throw attempts that he talked about. But they're only shooting 62% from the free throw line, so they're going to need to shoot a little bit better and take advantage of those moments that we talked about.
Nielsen came off the bench every game last year, averaged about 14 points per contest. Shooting a pair here. Lions now 6 of 9 from the line. And up to 70%. Scott going in for closer inspection, and they're going to get her for an offensive foul on a bang-bang play.
Yeah, and a move by a freshman right there. You have to slow down, settle down. She just saw open basket but didn't account for that second defender that came over to help.
Four minutes gone here in the second quarter. Baylor came out to a roaring start both offensively and defensively. Lions started to find a rhythm. Scoff with a second to shoot. I don't think that one hit the rim. It is a shot clock violation. Scoff is asking to not hit the rim and reset, and she's being told no.
Yeah, I'm not sure it hit the rim either. It came back a little hard.
Three assists for Jana so far. There have been two primary Bears in terms of the scoring, one of whom's on the bench right now, Fauntleroy. 15 to shoot. Ball tracked down by Johnson. Pardon me, Bella is out there. The fans helping count down, and we're going to get an offensive foul away from the basketball.
Offensive foul is called on the Bears, number 2.
It's going to be on Kirsten Johnson, KJ.
And right there, Jana, being the point guard, needs to go get the ball. She's on the floor with other people who she just needs to take control and get everybody where they need to be so they don't have turnovers.
Credit to Lindenwood. When they miss their shots, they are fighting for offensive rebounds. Trying to get themselves a second bite at the apple. They'll get one here. To shoot. Driving to the rim. The ball may have been slightly grazed by KJ. Here comes Baylor. Johnson. And this will send it the other way. Well, Baylor feeling quite comfortable here on the floor at Foster Pavilion. They've knocked down 6 triples today. And what a welcome for one of the newest additions, Talia Scott, to Waco. That will lead to an official timeout. What an addition for the green and gold.
Yeah, what an addition, just continuing to knock down shots, picking up where she left off in Paris, doing it all. She has 17 first quarter, second quarter, first half points, and she's about to add to that total because she actually just checked back in the game. So we'll see what Talia Scott can bring.
Now have kept the Bears at bay for the past couple of minutes. Baylor has not been able to add to the score line. Lions with a chance to chip away at the charity stripe. As Nielsen with one more to go, last year was 15 of 22 from the line off the bench. Team got into practice yesterday to familiarize themselves with this great venue here, Foster Pavilion now, past few years, home for both the women and the men. In fact, today it'll feature a game for both teams. It's a women's and men's doubleheader. It's a busy day on campus because volleyball over, of course, at that former basketball arena that a certain Jay Lou used to play at. We've got a national matchup in volleyball between Baylor and Utah in the Big 12. Yesterday, the campus hosted the Big 12 Soccer Championship. I'm not seeing as much yawning from staffers as I thought I might see today.
Well, the theme is perfect. There's no place like home. Like you said, you can go to Foster, you can go back to the old pavilion, you can watch soccer, you can get it all here on Baylor's campus this weekend.
Expect Baylor on Monday. We'll hear the soccer team's name called as a host probably this next week for a first-round matchup in the NCAA tournament. We wouldn't mind seeing some NCAA tournament matches being hosted again here in Waco for basketball, women or men. Good look from the baseline. And Alicia Jones perhaps starting to find a rhythm.
Yeah, getting her first basket. She's coming off a big game. We talked about her in the open. So just good way to get that first basket in.
That ended it better than a 3-minute field goal drought for the Lions. And quickly the second foul now on Alyssa Nielsen.
At the line for your band, number 0, Talia Scott. She's shooting 2 shots.
Well, here's how the broadcaster jinx works. As Talia now 5 for 5 from the line. She and her teammates are 12 of 13 from the charity stripe. It's one of the things you can control. And Baylor performing well. And also shooting 6 of 12 from downtown. As Talia Scott is immune from broadcaster praise here early on.
Yeah, I don't think she applies to the jinx from the back. She's too good for the broadcaster jinx.
Good cut down low. And again, everything but the bucket for Brooke Coffey. She went off for double-digit scoring 19 times during the regular season last year.
Out of bounds, Lindenwood basketball.
And a turnover by Baylor. Nikki Khan will appreciate having a lead at halftime, but also appreciate having a few things to dial in on to try to improve upon in the second half. Will stop, pop, able to get it to drop for three. Gracie Wernley, former Wildcat at Abilene Christian. Of course, that's in West Texas. And it's so close. Maya Scoff has had several moments where she thought she might have a breakaway opportunity after creating a turnover.
Yeah, she's had a lot of deflections that she hasn't been able to turn into steals, but definitely bothering Baylor on offense, trying to get into a flow.
She was just shy of averaging 10 points a game last year. A little over 3 minutes to go until halftime. Baylor's led since the opening possession. Little Paige Buggs able to maintain her dribble there for the moment. Scott loses her defender. High arcing three won't fall. The rebound into the arms of Coffey. Long outlet pass. Baylor able to get numbers in time. Now the left hand won't go for McCarn. And one of the freshmen for Lindenwood. Oh, great bounce feed. You have no choice but to score, Kayla Nelms, if you're going to get a ball like that sent your way.
Yeah, really good pass by Talia Scott. She's just doing everything. She's contagious. She's bringing that energy to her teammates, able to get an easy look at the basket.
And just a little late. Wrong place, wrong time. Kira Pemberton will pick up the foul. Well, again, credit to Lindenwood. They don't seem shaken going up against 16th ranked Baylor, one of the more storied programs in women's college basketball. And the freshman out of Arkansas. Unable to knock either one down. Offensive rebound that Baylor gives up. And looking for a third chance. A tie up here. Possession arrow will give this to Baylor.
They continue to be in the right place at the right time. You see them attacking the offensive glass, creating extra possessions, but just not able to put the ball in from 1 or 2 feet away over the Baylor defense.
It was the free throw shooter, Anna McCarn, who came in to tie it up. That means they will win the next jump ball. 2 minutes to go till halftime. Welcoming some contact, able to shake free for the shot, one and done. Stick around at half. We'll have a feature on Talia Scott, who I have a feeling is already becoming a fan favorite in less than a full half of basketball at Foster. Jones into the paint. Off the front iron, and Fauntleroy with the rebound. Lions get numbers back defensively. There's Scott. Boy, somebody needs to explain to her that 1-on-2 is not an advantage for the offense, or is it?
It's an advantage for Talia Scott. Whoever's in front of her, 1-on-5, 1-on-4, just know she's going to find a way to get it done.
Unlimited potential, Talia Scott. And they will intercept the pass intended for Fauntleroy. Norwood with the steal. Lindenwood has not allowed Baylor to run away with this in the opening half. Lead at 22. It's hovered right around there now for much of this quarter. And just a calm drive in the lane by Jones.
Yeah, that was a good play call. They just used kind of a rub screen to confuse the defenders at the top, and Jones was able to drive all the way to the basket.
And that's a situation you got to call something on that baseline, and it is the blocking foul on Jones.
But again, it's Markayla Johnson attacking the basket. I know she's being aggressive. She's a freshman, as you talked about, around all of these veterans, but she does need to be careful right here because this could have gone either way.
30.3 on the game clock, 30 on the shot clock. See how this opening half plays out. 2 free throws for Johnson. And Baylor went 28-8 last year, 15-3 in the Big 12. Ultimately would make it to the second round of the NCAA tournament before falling to Mississippi. If Lindenwood wants to, they can hold for the final shot just about. And Brugman last year, first team all OVC. 5 to shoot, out in the corner, better look, a long 2 for Norwood, it's good. A nice way for the Lions to close out the first half of basketball on the road in 16th ranked Baylor's house. But the Bears come out firing. Lions again battled with Baylor in that second quarter, just outscored by the Bears 24-20 in the second period. And they'll get the first 2 points coming out of the locker room.
And that's a good sign. We talked about they pretty much stayed even with Baylor after that 18-0 run to start the game, and they were missing layups like that early on. So good to come out of the locker room, settle down, and get an easy layup.
Brugman, 1 field goal the first half, has already matched that here in the second half. And again, credit to the Lions. They are forcing Baylor to fight for every possession. This possession arrow will keep it here. Bella with a brief conversation with Natasha Brown. Up where she left off. Talia Scott, 24 points already.
Yeah, the one person you probably don't want to leave open if you're Lindenwood, she obviously went to the locker room and did not forget how to shoot the 3. You just can't leave her wide open.
I'm worried that conversation between JMO and Talia was not being aired in the locker room for Lindenwood. They've forgotten about her here for the start of the second half. Scott, her career high for made threes in a game is 8. She's off to a great start, and that's a nice answer from Brugman. And I mentioned Brugman, first team all-conference last year as a sophomore in the Ohio Valley Conference. '51st season of college basketball for the Baylor women. And a nice feed down low. KJ knows what to do from there. And there's your response from Wernley.
Yeah, again, just using back cuts, using rub screens right there, just using a rub screen at the free throw line and able to get a wide open back cut.
Wernley was 1 for 2 from the floor. All of her shots were from beyond the arc in the first half. 2 minutes gone here in the third quarter. And it's the Lions who have outscored Baylor at the moment 6-5 here this side of halftime. They'll look to add to that, chip away at this deficit as they trail by 18. Contested 3 by Little Page Bugs. No second chance for the visitors out of the Show Me State. And offensive foul will send us the other way.
Yeah, that's the second time we've seen Baylor get an offensive foul for screening and rolling into the defender. You have to let the defender get under or over before you can take them down into the post.
First team on the third quarter.
In Baylor's season opener, not your standard experience, traveling over to Paris, France. Now, it was after the incident at the Louvre, so none of them were held in France to inspect their luggage on the way home. It also did prevent some of their tourism efforts. A high arcing shot from Scott off the mark because she is human. Great all-around experience. We take for granted. A lot of times we hear from some student athletes who've never been on a plane before joining a Division I program, let alone Some of these students, even though they might have international teammates who come to the States, many of them have never had a passport stamped leaving the country. Just a great experience for this team going over to Paris, let alone a top battle against Duke. But how about the experience today for Brooke Coffey and Lindenwood?
Yeah, Lindenwood is hanging around. Again, the back cuts are hurting them. Baylor is trying to get in the passing lanes, jump the passing lanes, get steals like they did early in the game, but Lindenwood has settled in and taken advantage.
Mentioned their head coach, Amy Egan, tons of respect around the country. She is on the mid-major head coach of the year preseason watch list for good reason. And she matches teams today with Nikki Collin. And it wasn't just new additions to the roster for Nikki Collin, but to her staff as well. Johnny Harris, after 4 years as the Auburn head coach and years under Vic Schaefer at Texas and Mississippi State, joins. Of course, Tez Dumars comes in, has been with a variety of successful men's and women's programs, along with the former LSU Tiger, Jalen Richard Harris. Fauntleroy chimes in with her 3 of the second half. She's got 3 for the day.
Yeah, and a much-needed basket after a lull. They've made some bad turnovers, so just settle down, knock it in. She's had a quiet day today, but she's put 19, whereas Scott, I feel like, has had a loud day. We've seen all 24 points of hers.
I'll take a quiet 19 anytime. And a rebound that falls right to Bella. Just about midway through the third quarter. 19-point lead at halftime for Baylor. And a 19-point advantage again for the green and gold.
Yeah, really nice slip screen right there. Just read the defense. They jumped the screen, and she was able to slip to the basket.
Norwood guarded by Van Geitenbeek. Throws one up, draws the foul. Will go to the line to shoot 2. Those free throws on the other side of the break when you rejoin us here in Waco. Home opener for the 16th ranked Baylor Bears right now up on the Lions by 19. Last year, the problem with some of these smaller conferences is no matter how great you do in the regular season, if you don't win your conference tournament, you're probably not going to find yourself in the NCAA tournament. Instead, they went to the WNIT. Today, they're up against a Baylor Bears team that's been in 21 straight NCAA tournaments and has reached the Sweet 16 13 of the last 16 years. But Valerie Norwood and company do not seem intimidated here in Waco. Little Paige Buggs. And another rebound to her resume. Scott will draw 2 defenders. Back out to Van Geitenbeek with 9 to shoot. Screen from Abraham. And this will stay with Baylor just inside of 5 seconds on the shot clock.
Everybody clap your hands.
Ariana calls her own number and rattles it home.
She's had a tough day finding open shots here, so really good to see her acknowledge the shot clock and get a shot up, then knock it down.
A 3 for DLB. If Baylor can come up with a stop on the other end now. 8 to shoot. Norwood cuts inside. DLB with a block. Dunn. And one of the transfers coming into Baylor this year. And a turnover by Baylor. And we are going to get 4 Lions coming in for Lindenwood here. Not a complete line change. In one area they were leading at halftime was points off the bench. with a dozen at the midway point. Coffee. Guarded by Dunn. Kick out, open three, good look in front of the line bench. As Brugman drills it.
Brugman's coming out of the half with a vengeance. She got 2 easy layups to start, and the 3 right there. Good response from who else?
3-point line is open. Talia Scott obliges and answers the triple. Baylor forces a turnover and a chance to string some points together now. Straightaway look off the front iron from Scott. Baylor's largest lead, 23. Early in the first half, led by 19 at halftime. Kelsey just heaves one in with that left of hers and finds Brooks cutting to the rim. A reversal of roles as she finds the point guard down low. On the free throw line won't go. Abraham, the offensive rebound, and they'll negate the basket. They've got a foul on Baylor. Little Paige Buggs, too frustrated about.
And she's been a little frustrated all day. Like I said, she's not getting the offensive look she wants to. She's battling on the boards, but they're battling back. And so she has to find a way right there to just kind of control emotions, get it together. Sometimes they're going to double team her. That's how good she is. She's on many national lists, and so she's going to have to deal with some adversity.
That is her 3rd personal. And she and Pemberton each with 3 fouls. Lindenwood will call this timeout.
Hey, Baylor students.
We'll step aside. 2 minutes. It'll be a busy day for the band. There might even be some local media that's just taking a day-long meal plan here at Foster. Enjoying some catering. These Lions have been anything but cowardly, showing lots of courage here on the road against 16th ranked Baylor. Both teams with 15 points this half. Rebound to Van Geitenbeek. Baylor this year picked 3rd in the preseason poll for the Big 12. Lindenwood, your favorites in the Ohio Valley Conference after last year's big turnaround. Jana pulls the trigger, just off the mark, a tad short. Baylor 9 of 20 from beyond the arc today. And they're led by Scott's 26 points. Got the team lead, but is on the bench. Meanwhile, Maya Scoff's had herself a day, the junior.
Yeah, and Lindenwood's up to 46% from the 3-point line. I know for Tony Green and his defense, that is not what he wants Baylor. He wants to defend the 3-point line.
And a turnover. As it's prime arms of Johnson. Final minute here in the 3rd quarter. Now actually outscored Baylor this 3rd period, 18-15. A chance to end here. Quick release from Brugman.
She's been impressive. The first half, the second half, you would think she didn't even come to play today, but the second half, she's come out here and put together a good run for her team. It's just a 13-point game.
Her 3rd trifecta. She's got 17 against Baylor today. Baylor can hold for the final look. 7 seconds and counting down. Fauntleroy in front of her teammates on the bench, too strong. Coffee the rebound. And a long heave, draws glass, but nothing more. It was fantastic in that 3rd quarter for Lindenwood.
Yeah, she was perfect. 6-6. The field, 2 for 2 from 3. Just finding her teammates, getting open, back cuts, and right there you see another second chance opportunity. They have not given up in this game yet, and they only have 1 turnover this half compared to the first half.
Yeah, when they had 9 going into the break. Foul on KJ. A couple of free throws coming up on the shooting foul. As Kelsey back at the line. And Gracie Kelsey shot very well from the line last year. Made 5 starts. Typically came off the bench, averaged a little over 16 minutes a game a year ago. And the left-handed shot goes in, allowing Lindenwood to set up modest resistance as Baylor takes the ball up the floor. Bella. And Fauntleroy with 19 points, looking to become the second Bear in excess of 20 with that one. And Brugman, as Jordan was perfect in the third quarter, big part of that run. And that'll help as well, Gracie Kelsey.
Yeah, right there, she didn't take the shot, but she got the assist, just found the teammate. And nice, like you've been saying, left-handed shot from the 3.
She hit 2 3-pointers all of last season. She is 2 for 2 today from beyond the arc. Just attempted 10 last year, did Kelsey. Wormley going in for a closer look, bowling her way in. And it's going to be Baylor picking up the foul. Scott.
I think what you're seeing from Lindenwood is a more confident team driving the ball like this in the first half, kind of knocking over, like you said, bulldozing her way to the basket. They were more timid. They were turning the ball over, getting it stripped. But this second half, they have found a new competitive spirit.
8-point ball game, could be trimmed down to a 2-score deficit if she can knock down the second one as well. Trailed by as many as 23. After they spotted Baylor an 18-0 lead in the first quarter. Lindenwood after this will host Oral Roberts and Kansas City. They're going to close out the month in Hawaii. Fauntleroy goes in for a close look. Easy kiss off the glass for 2.
Yeah, she's been good for them today, just making the right shots at the right time.
Quick release. Heat check for Brugman. An 8-point ball game.
Out of bounds. Baylor basketball.
This will stay with the Bears with 14 to shoot. And Baylor just returning 30% of its offense from last year, compared to last year's team where they got 80% back from the year prior to that. Obviously, Talia Scott's going to be a big part of filling that void, as is the return of Bella Fauntleroy for year 4.
She's had a really good day today, and I think, like you see, they've been on a drought, but she's knocked down the last 2 baskets for them.
24 points for Bella. Now 4 for 8 from beyond the arc. Johnson holds her ground, doesn't commit the foul. Paige Buggs with the rebound. You get a stop on one end. Can you find points on the other? Rinse and repeat. Scott trying to draw contact. 3-pointer good once again for a 5th time today for Talia Scott.
And that's what she does. She takes and she makes tough shots in tough situations. That's how they got that win on the road against Duke in Paris.
Again, her career high is 8 triples. Back when she was a Razorback. KJ refusing to give up an easy look for Kelsey, but Kelsey determined. Lindenwood will make 3 changes at the next option play. Six minutes to go here in regulation. Quick kick out. Right idea. Unable to track down the rebound. For a moment there, it looked like Amy Egan was also going to sub in for her team as well, the head coach.
Yeah, she's doing a good job today, though. She got them turned around at halftime. They were down, we talked about 18 points, but you said have evened it out and even won that third quarter.
In last year's success for Lindenwood, a total team effort. No player for Lindenwood last year was even in the top 20 conference in minutes played. It was a true rotation. Everybody contributing. Nikki Collin wants to see everybody eat this year for the Bears. Right now, the headliners for Baylor and Talia Scott and Bella Fauntleroy. Brugman with a hand in her face. A nudge in the small of the back. And a timeout by Baylor before Lindenwood's able to turnover. Game 29 points in her Waco debut for Talia Scott, including 5 3-pointers. She and Bella Fauntleroy have combined for 9 of Baylor's 11 triples today. Lincoln Rose, Jordan with you. Home opener for Baylor. I don't know how many games you're going to see one team go on an 18-0 run. The other team has gone on a 15-0 run. About Lindenwood. Stripped away to a 23-point deficit, brought it within 6. Baylor's re-expanded that lead to 12. And a turnover right out of the timeout.
Probably the one play you don't want right there. You want to take a timeout on a possession, get the ball in, and then immediately give it to the other team.
Kelsey with 2 3-pointers today. Coffee down low, extra pass, the kick out, high arcing 3. DLB able to effect the shot, getting that hand up. And Geitenbeek finds Little Paige Bugs cutting off the glass, can't find the angle. Chance for Brugman and the Lions pull within 10, maybe even 9. Got baseline, and before the kick out, a foul on Baylor underneath the basket.
Foul call on the Bears, number 22, Bella
Is on Fauntleroy.
Second team.
Scoreboard's been stuck on this for a little bit now. Both teams in excess of a 2-minute drought. Brugman from the corner, having herself a day. She's got 20 points.
Yeah, like Talia Scott, you just don't want to leave her open. She's knocked down multiple threes. She has a quick release too, so you need to be there on the catch.
Putting a lot on film for coming opponents for Lindenwood to see. Baylor able to answer it. KJ.
And she's 2 for 2 on the day. So everyone who's been shooting those threes has been able to find a way to knock them down.
12 3-pointers have fallen today for the green and gold. Hand off to Brugman. And an offensive foul, the turnover away from the basketball by Kelsey.
Offensive foul is called upon the Lions, number 33, Gracie Kelsey. First team. Entering the game.
Brugman's going to come off the floor for Lindenwood. Maya Scoff, who has been hustling all throughout this game, trying to get a fingertip or two on every single pass she can possibly extend her arm out to. And she will defend Van Geitenbeek coming up the floor. Fauntleroy to Scott, the dynamic duo today. Left her feet before knowing where she was going with the pass, and a turnover. Head fake. Probably should have gone up a split sooner, but still draws the foul.
Yeah, I thought maybe she almost got called for a travel there because she kind of pump faked in. But Baylor just not staying on their feet, jumping on closeouts and getting driven by.
Baylor is still hanging on to that 12-point margin. See the day for Gracie so far. And previously was playing in the WAC for Abilene Christian. ACU had its own fantastic transition from D2 to D1, something that certainly Lindenwood would love to follow the mold of. Abilene Christian made its transition from the Lone Star Conference of D2 to the Southland Conference, and that was back when the Southland wisely did not allow Abilene Christian during its transition years to compete in their conference tournament, because if they were to win that tournament, there would be no automatic bid out of the Southland, as you were not eligible for the NCAA tournament at that time. Jones loses the handle. Kelsey goes down to a knee, and it is a tie-up. As three Bears were all looking to get there, and just you see the carnage down there on the floor. I don't think Baylor thought they were going to be having to fight this late in the game for a loose ball.
Yeah, they probably didn't, but that's kind of what happens when you go and get a big win like that to start out the season. You gain a lot of confidence. You're not worried about the little things, and then you have a feisty Lindenwood team that came in here and they showed they weren't afraid that you had a number 16 next to your name.
Two and a half minutes to go in the home opener for Baylor. Five to shoot for Van Geitenbeek. Scott will oblige. Off the rim, one and done. An 11-point ball game. And it's the Lions this time taking a possession for granted. Couple changes for Lindenwood.
Yeah, you mentioned that almost line change. She was very consistent with that rotation. It's about 3 in, 3 out every time.
Listen, Nielsen will join the fold. 2 minutes here in Waco. And that one out off of Little Page. Obviously, top priority is getting the win. Nikki Kahn will have a lot to show her players before they travel to Las Vegas here early in the season. Through the legs of Kelsey from Warnley. And Talia Scott, 29 points. Bella Fauntleroy, 24. Bella's 2 rebounds shy of a double-double today. She's got the rock at the moment. Match Warnley. Bella banks one home.
She says she's not worried about a double-double. She's going to keep putting points on the board because it's been one of those days for her.
Lindenwood has not knocked down a goal in the last 3 minutes. Looking to end that drought here. Long 2 from Nielsen won't go. And this will stay with Lindenwood. 13-point lead, 46 seconds to go. And another foursome coming on for the Lions.
Number 1, Valerie Norwood. Number 2, number 12, Brooke Coffey. And number 21, Anna McCall.
They brought in 4. Initially, they weren't going to bring off 4.
Yeah, they wanted to keep 6 on 5.
It's a good strategy if you can pull it off. Jones, a little bit of daylight. Little Page Buggs skies up to get that rebound. About 9 seconds separate the two clocks. Talia Scott in her Waco debut in gold with 29 points. Added 3 assists as well. Bella Fauntleroy, 26 points, 8 rebounds. And Baylor can dribble this one out and improve to 2-0. They'll head to Las Vegas to take on UNLV next, then host Lemoyne in their next home matchup. But it's just great to have basketball back at Foster.
Yeah, great game between both teams. I thought Lindenwood, like you said, they did not win the game.